various representatives of the government in KwaZulu-Natal will oversee the rollout of the school nutrition program today. The Premier of that province is reportedly in Parliament, or at least giving a report to the Portfolio Committee on Basic Education. This is after scholars were left for weeks without food after the provincial government offered the R2 billion tender to a single service provider. Karinda, Jagmohan, following this story for us. Karinda, good morning to you once again. And I suppose that is the key question. What was the previous practice? Why was this tender given to a single service provider in the first place?
Certainly, these are answers that must be provided essentially by the KZN Premier on behalf of her government to that portfolio committee today. Now, as we stand here at the Dick and Globus Secondary School in KwaZulu-Natal, just about half an hour away from Durban, and we survey the rollout of the school program, we also just want to show you some of the major infrastructure challenges this school has. My colleague Lungelo Zungu showing you. So just to give you an idea of the battles that learners here face every single day. And we're just going to walk to the shelter where the food is being kept now. So early today, various government officials are essentially doing this oversight visit to ensure that food is being delivered to various schools. However, and you can come with me, take a look, one of the major concerns is there enough food for learners for the week, and is there can the school ensure that there's a way to preserve this food as well? For example, this is where here at this secondary school the food is being kept and being prepared, but there's no sign of any refrigerators or anything that can allow for the school to be preserved. So I want you to take a look. My colleague Lungelo Zungu will show you. For the over 1,050 learners at this particular secondary school, this is the food that has been provided. So it is according to a timetable where certain meals will be provided for the rest of the week. But this is where the food will be kept. It will be stored in this particular block here that's here. There's also some meat substances here too. Now, the KZN government members that have been here today, been counting the food, ensuring that it's enough for the over 1,000 learners here for the rest of the week. And that has been the point of contention and the issue that many schools across this province have faced for the past month, is that there's either not enough food or the quality of food was poor. In some cases, rotted food as well being delivered too. Now, in the time that we've been here, we've spoken to some learners and some of the teachers who explained that over the past 2 weeks at least, they've not had food delivered here. And so at some point, learners had to be sent home early so that they could go home early and eat, because they had no meal that was provided by the school here. And one of the learners we actually spoke to was in grade 10. So it was it's quite an important year for him, but he had to be sent home early. So it is a major issue where when there is no food provided, then learners are going to be sent home early, and it's going to disrupt their education. So today, in fact, actually right now, the KZN Premier is speaking to that portfolio committee. Another point is that the SIU is also investigating this matter, particularly because of how this 2.1 billion rand tender was awarded to one specific company, Pacina Retail. We know that company has since withdrawn from the contract they had with the KZN government, but they say they want to be paid out for services that they say they provided, although we know that the controversy around the last month is that many learners were not given food. Now, as that department, the SIU, investigates, they say that they need particular documents from the KZN Education Department to ensure that they can see how and why this tender was given to Pacina Retail. How did it qualify for such a large amount, just in terms of the 2.1 billion rand, and specifically looking at the fact that KZN has the most number of schools countrywide, over 5,000 schools, and many of those no-fee schools are part of the school nutrition program. And in many cases, they are in rural areas, like where we are now in KwaZulu-Natal. It's quite a distance to travel from the Durban city to this area. And so the other issue you is that one single service provider is unable to handle the large quantity of schools that must be provided with these meals. And that is why the old format, which has been reverted to now, is that various service providers across districts were used for the implementation of the school program. And clearly, that one company, Casino Retail, could not possibly handle the large quantity and the large amount of work that they had to do when you look at the number of schools that are part of this program. Right now, the government officials are making their way to a few other schools, and we'll be following them to determine whether or not they have enough capacity, enough food, and whether or not the food is of excellent quality as it should be for the learners here. So we'll keep you updated, but more importantly, we're also going to keep you updated on what the Premier has to say in terms of being held accountable by the Portfolio Committee on Basic Education with regards to this entire 2.1 billion rand controversy.
In KZN there, thank you very much for that particular update.